Okay, so till now we have created our website URL and we have created it using Cloudflare. So that is free and temporary. And we have created a tunnel between the local host and this web URL, right? So this is the time we need to create the local host. So let's do this in this session. So we will open another PowerShell window. So I will open it. So I will search for the PowerShell. So this is PowerShell. Now click on enter. All right. So this is the window. Now this is a separate window, you see. So this is for the PowerShell where we have created the tunnel using the Cloudflare, and we have also created the webhook or the web link or the web URL. And now this is the separate PowerShell window. And make sure that you do not close your previous PowerShell window. Otherwise your web URL will be gone and you have to repeat those steps once again. All right, so this is our second terminal. And before starting this step, I just want to tell you that you must have n8n Docker setup on your machine, and that should be running. Now coming back to our terminal. So first I will show you the list of containers. So I will give the command, that is docker ps-a, enter. And let me widen this screen so that you can clearly see everything in one row. All right, so you can see everything in one line now. So you can see that we have one container named as n8n, and this is hosted at port number 5678. So we will not touch this. Instead, we will create a different one, and that will be hosted at the port number 5555, and that we have configured with the Cloudflare, right? And the reason is that we are creating a new one that we cannot configure the port after we create a container. So for this temporary website, nothing will be reconfigured after creating a container. So we are creating a new one with current configuration. And once our job is finished, we will delete it. Simple. All right, so let's create a container with the port number 5555 and connect both the ends of our tunnel, means the website link and our local server. But before this, let me list the volumes because we will need this. So give the command docker volume ls. Now enter. So we have two volumes here, and that is good because if you have only one, then you have to create a second one dedicatedly for this configuration. All right, so let's create the container. So simply write this command, that is docker run -d. So this will create a container and then it will start it automatically. And now give the port mapping. So it is -p space, and now our localhost port number, so that is 5555, and that will be mapped to the n8n port number, so that is 5678 in my case. And now give the name of our container. So let's say it is n8n underscore slack. So write dash name n8n underscore slack, n8n underscore slack. Now space, and now give the volume name. So write -v or -v, and now give the volume name. So that is n8n underscore data underscore slack. Now inside this, I want to go to this home, then the node, and then n8n, and then give the space. And now connect the another endpoint of this tunnel, means our website. So write -e or -e. So this is environment variable. And now specify the variable. So that is webhook underscore URL. So write webhook underscore URL equals to, and now we need the URL that we have generated. So if we go to this previous terminal, then this is our web link, right? So I will copy this, and now I will go back to the second terminal and then I will paste it here. So that is -e or -e webhook underscore URL equals to your web link. And let's remove the double quotes here because that can create a problem. Okay, so this is correct. Okay, so now this is good. Now give the space, and now we will give the image name, and that is n8n. So that is n8n io/n8n. That is n8n io/n8n, and that's it. So this is our command. And now I can press enter. So press it. So you can see that this is created. And if you're a little surprised that how I memorize everything? Then the answer is that I have not memorized anything because everything that we have used that was already listed in the previous command. So you see, we have used this docker ps minus a, and then we have listed docker volumes. So everything is specified here. For example, this is volume. So this is n8n underscore data underscore slack. And we can see this volume in the volume list. So you can see this is n8n data slack. We have used the same one. Next, this is the webhook URL. So we have copied it from the Cloudflare. Next is the image, that is n8n io slash n8n. And you can see that we have this image for n8n. So you can see everything is listed in the response of the volume list command and docker ps command. So you do not need to memorize anything. Just run these two commands and look up on the required data, like volume name. We have taken that from the volume command. n8n image, we have taken it from docker ps command. Webhook URL, we have taken that from the Cloudflare terminal. So just understand the process. Alright, so it's done and our container is created with the port number 5555, and that is also connected with our website URL. And now you can even open that URL and it will land you to the same n8n server page. Means my n8n server that is hosted on port number 5555. So if you go to the web browser and if you type localhost 5555, then you can see that n8n self-host is accessible on this port as well. And that is different from this instance. So this is hosted on localhost 5678 and this is hosted on 5555. And if I go to the Cloudflare terminal and if I use this web URL, so I will copy it and I will open this in the new terminal or in the new tab. So I will paste it and now press enter. So you see, this website is now open for the public and anyone can access it from this web URL until my Cloudflare terminal is open on this window. And once I close that window, then it will be gone. All right. Okay, so progress. And now let me sign in to this n8n instance. So enter your email ID, enter your password, and then click on sign in. So let me enter my password and then I will click on sign in. Okay, so this is the instance at port number 5555. And you can see that this screen is different from this one. Here we have lot of workflows, but here we have only two. So this is our second volume, remember? And similarly, you can create multiple instances for different requirements. So now this is the time to create a new workflow. So now make sure that you're creating your workflow on the correct one, means on this 5555 localhost, because that has the bridge between our website and this localhost. And one more thing that I wanted to tell you, that this is the one way of connecting your localhost server with the outside world. But if you do not want to follow this, then you can simply open the port from your router so that any request from the outside world can reach to your localhost server and the response from the server can go back to the outside world. So if you open the port from the router, then this bridge will also work. But that can be risky if you are not aware about the security, and you should not open any port for public until you know that what you are doing and what will be the impact. So use this method. This is simple and safe. All right, n8n time. And it's time to create the workflow. But let's do this in the next session. This session is already very long, but hopefully you get the insights. And the most important thing, that if you're using n8n Cloud, then you do not need to follow any of these steps. You can simply start by creating a workflow like we are going to do in our next session, because n8n Cloud is well connected with the outside world. Okay, so that's it. And I will see you in the next session.